Each pang is a brick in the construction of oneself. Each discomfort is a reminder that something is being forged within you. Reflect on the most transformative chapters of your story. They all carry scars. Change bleeds. Breaking old patterns hurts. Choosing to climb the steep path when everyone else slides down the comfortable descent hurts even more. Renouncing shortcuts, immediacy, and excuses is painful because it dismantles the fortress of the ego and exposes the vulnerability necessary to shape an unshakable character. Comfort numbs, pain awakens. It sharpens the mind, strengthens the soul, and grants moral depth to something that cannot be bought or inherited, only earned. Many dream of medals that shine under the spotlights, but few are willing to sweat in empty gyms before dawn. They want the stage, without facing the solitary echo of backstage. They want to reap applause, but cannot bear the silence of the early hours when no one is watching, only the conscience, demanding and ruthless. Pain then emerges as a narrow portal. There is no room for unnecessary baggage. Only those who leave behind fear, procrastination, and dependency on external recognition can pass through. That is why it seems frightening. It filters the merely interested from the truly committed. Moving forward when everything is smooth is easy. When energy overflows, when results are visible, when the audience is cheering, anyone can continue. What is challenging is to go on when every step aches, when the mind doubts, when even faith struggles to echo. It is challenging to remain upright in the complete absence of applause, sustained only by the silent conviction that tomorrow will reward every sacrifice made today. It is in this arid ground where most retreat that you dig the difference. While they take a step back, you move one step forward, even trembling, even without guarantees. Because you understood that pain is not the end of the line, it is the threshold of a new chapter. And each time you dare to cross it, you write in letters of courage the page where true victory begins. Winning is not an isolated act. It does not happen suddenly, as if by magic. Winning is a consequence, a silent sum of hundreds of small acts of courage, repeated even in the face of pain, doubt, and fatigue. It is choosing to continue when there are no guarantees, to rise when everything inside you is begging to lie down, to insist when logic screams that it is not worth it. Pain is a filter. It separates dreamers from achievers, those who talk from those who act, those who try from those who never give up. The question remains, who do you choose to be? Because pain will come from that, there is no doubt, but how you respond to it changes everything. You can stop as many do, or press on, even limping, even bleeding, even in silence, like those who win. Every time you resist pain, you become stronger. Every time you insist, even tired, you go beyond who you were yesterday. Each drop of sweat, every held-back tear, each restless night, all accumulates. Nothing is in vain. The universe sees. God sees. And above all you feel. Deep down you know there is no construction without discomfort, no true victory that has not been forged in pain. Look at the great names in history. None of them triumphed without suffering. None escaped pain. Jesus in Gethsemane sweat blood in the face of anguish. Mandela endured 27 years of imprisonment. Mother Teresa faced the world's misery and her own dark night of the soul. What made them great was not the absence of pain, but the decision not to stop because of it. They understood that pain was part of the mission. But we don't need to go that far. Look around. Marathon runners who cross the finish line well beyond physical limits. Mothers who stay up all night caring for sick children. Students who work the entire day and study into the early hours to change their stories. Their pain is not romantic. It is raw, concrete, daily. Yet hidden beneath every tired expression, there is a spark of determination that no rational explanation can extinguish. This inner flame is what makes hope sprout in the desert. Refusing to give up changes our relationship with time. Suddenly, what seemed slow becomes an ally. Every minute of persistence is a brick laid in the construction of a solid future. When you cross the line of pain, something in you changes. There comes a moment when you realize you are no longer the same. You are not just someone trying, you are someone shaped. You carry marks, invisible medals embedded in your soul, and these marks tell stories that motivational speeches could never reach. Understand, winning is not just receiving applause, trophies, or likes. Winning is looking in the mirror and recognizing with serenity that you honored your own promise. It is laying your head on the pillow and, even exhausted, feeling your heart light because you know you gave it your all. It is finding peace amidst the battle, precisely because the struggle finds purpose. When this awareness awakens, the outside world may doubt, but you no longer waver. You have already proven to yourself that you can endure. Pain, then, ceases to be an enemy and becomes a teacher. It will tighten, throb, insist, but each sting is a lesson. Discipline, focus, humility. It reminds you that the journey is bigger than immediate comfort, that deep roots do not flee from the wind. They deepen as the storm passes. And when the calm arrives, the tree knows it survived, not because the weather changed, but because it did not break. In real life, far from fairy tales, winning is hard. It is sweaty, painful, contradictory, but it is also profoundly rewarding. The taste of conquest is proportional to the bitterness of renunciations. Those who cross the dark valley discover colors that those who live on the plain will never see, and that is why, when you finally reach the peak, the horizon seems broader. Your gaze has been trained in adversity. So, the next time pain comes, and it will, remember, it announces that something great is approaching. It tests you, not to bring you down, but to see if your foundations can bear the weight of the victory that is yet to come. Pain silently asks, "Do you really want this?" Your answer is not contained in words, it echoes in your steps. Resist, persist, overcome, because most give up when it begins to hurt. But you start to win. There exists a moment that is almost secret, a whisper in the middle of the path, where most simply come to a halt. There are no bright signs or warning trumpets. What exists is a void that swallows the initial enthusiasm while the destination remains too far to be embraced. It is in this limbo that the flame of motivation wavers, and what remains is pure effort, sweat, fatigue, and pain. Here legions give up, and it is precisely at this point that you need to dig in your heels, catch your breath, and move forward. Pain is not a tormentor, it is a teacher. It does not arise to punish, but to test. It does not want to demolish your foundations. It wants to reveal how deep they truly are. While many interpret it as the definitive signal to retreat, those who triumph recognize in it the stamp of progress. Pain is the most honest way life has found to say, "You are growing."